Namaskar everybody. A very happy Navaratri to all of you and welcome to this Navaratri Satsang. And as we said, we are going to be discussing the Navavidha sambandham, the 9 relationships of the Lord and the jeevatma. This, whatever we are talking in this satsang will be based on the text by Swami Pillai Lokacharya. Of course, I am not so learned as to be able to read the Swami's text and tell directly from there. But whatever other upanyasakas, people who give discourses, people who are themselves vidwan, what they have studied and they have explained, by listening to their explanation, I have prepared whatever we are going to tell today and in these subsequent satsangs every day. So let us pray that God will bless us to be able to do a good work with this topic that we have taken. So let us do the prarthana. By the Guru's grace and the will of Sri Krishna, we have all assembled for this Navaratri Satsang. May we have their guidance to be able to learn and adopt the teachings of the great Acharyas to progress on the path of our sadhana. Next, I will recite the Guru Parampara. Whoever is having a Guru and you have your own Guru Parampara, you please mute my speaking and you can recite your own Guru Parampara in your mind. If you don't have a guru or anything like that, then you may listen as well to what I'm saying. Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. The next shloka is salutation or offering prayers to the Alvars, because we are going to be seeing some instances from their life during the course of this satsang. So let us offer our obeisances to them also. Bhutam sarascha mahadahvaya bhattanatha Shri Bhakti Sara Kulashekara Yogi Vahan Bhaktangri Renu Parakala Yatindra Mishran Shrimat Parankushamunim Pranatosmi Nityam. These names are in the Sanskrit form of the name. The names of the Alvars in Tamil are in the text here. And then I will offer salutations to Swami Ramanujacharya. Yo nityamachyuta padambuja yukma rugma vyamohatastaditarani trinaya mene asmad guror bhagavatosya dayaika sindhoho Ramanujasya charanau sharanam prapadye. Now we will offer a prayer to Swami Pillai Lokacharya, on whose text this entire topic is based. Lokacharyaya Gurave Krishna Padasya Sunave Samsara Bhogi Santasta Jiva Jivatave Namaha. My obeisances to the Acharya called Pillai Lokacharya, who is the son of Vadak Tiruvidi Pillai and who is the life-saving medicine for the bound souls that are bitten by the snake of samsaram. So, as we qualify for this description, that we are bound souls bitten by the snake of samsaram. So whatever Swami Pillai Lokacharya has told, that will be life-saving medicine for us. And we are blessed to be able to learn something more about this topic. So to tell a little bit about the Acharya, he is one of the very great Acharyas, revered Acharyas in the Sri Vaishnava Guru Parampara. He was eloquent in both Sanskrit and Tamil scriptures. He composed 18 Rahasya Granthas. So when we say Rahasya Grantha, what it means, they are the Granthas which give information about the most secret of topics. When we say secret, why we say secret is because it is not something that is revealed or understood by everybody. So you need to have particular adhikara. You need to have gone through certain practices, and that prepares you to be able to understand the jnana in those granthas. So he composed 18 such Rahasya Granthas where the details of what is this Atma, what is the Paramatma, what is the relationship between them, and so on. So many different aspects of the philosophy, of the whole concept, of the whole doctrine of Vishishtadvaita has been explained in those granthas. In fact, he is considered as an avatara of the Lord at Kanchipuram. So Kanchi Vardaraja Perumal, he is considered an avatara of this Lord himself. And not only he composed all these granthas and all that, but the biggest seva, the biggest, work that he has done was that during the time of the Mughal invasion of Srirangam, there was a danger to the temple itself. And we know how the Mughal invaders, they were out to destroy anything and everything related to Sanatana Dharma. So when the invaders came, it was very well known that they are now going to, destroy the temple and all that. So Swami Pillai Lokacharya, along with Swami Vedanta Deshikar, together they took efforts to safeguard the temple and the deity. So what was done is, in every temple, there is a Mula Murti who is inside the Garbhagudi, inside the Sanctum Sanctorum, and there is one other Murti of the Lord which is called as the Utsava Murti. So as we know, the Mula Murti does not move anywhere. Always that Murti of the Lord will be in the place where the Sthapana has been done. But the Utsava Murti is the one who is taken out at the time of, Utsavas. Different kinds of Utsavas are performed in the temples. So at that time, it is that Vigraha, that Murti of the Lord, the Utsava Murti, which is taken out. So even in Srirangam, there is a Utsava Murti of the Lord called as Nam Perumal. So this Utsava Murti, it was decided that it will be moved away from that place. So what they did was, they built a wall blocking the Mula Murti, so that even if the Muslims come into that temple, the invaders come into that temple, they will not be able to visualize that the Murti is there, and they will not be able to destroy it. And the Utsava Murti was taken away from Srirangam, and it was under the guidance of Swami Pillai Lokacharya that this Utsava Murti was taken away. He was very old at that time. He was ailing, in very bad health, and yet he took upon himself the responsibilities. He said that as the Acharya of the Sri Vaishnavas, I must take this step to protect. And he took the Utsava Murti, and his other disciples went along with him, and they were in hiding. Now, it is told that as they were going along the way, somewhere there were robbers who came, and seeing that this is the Lord's Murti and there are a lot of jewels and all that. So they came to rob, they even robbed it. But then this Swami himself spoke to those robbers, and he made them transform. He changed their mind. They gave back whatever they had taken, and then he took care of the Utsava Murti in that secret place inside a cave far away from Srirangam. And in fact, after some time, he was in very poor health. So he, in fact, gave up his physical body in that seva itself. So he is indeed a very great Acharya. So somebody who has offered not only his buddhi and his jnana to the service of the Sanatana Dharma, but somebody who gave up his life itself to safeguard the Lord's Utsava Murti. So we must understand from examples like this, that when we talk about Sanatana Dharma and we are talking about being sadhaka and doing sadhana and all, one aspect is that we learn and we study and take steps for our spiritual progress. But along with that, it is equally important that whenever there is some wrongdoing, something which is against the Shastras, something which is evil, something which is, done in such a way that it destroys our very culture, our parampara, our Sanatana Dharma, then we must take steps to safeguard what is ours. So with that kind of an introduction, let us now move to the actual topic. So before we go there, let us take a look and pray once again to this beautiful form of the Lord. Isn't that form of this Lord so very beautiful? You can't help just looking at the Lord like this. And this is of the Sri Kodandaramaswamy temple at Vaduvur in Tamil Nadu. Very considered one of the most beautiful forms of the Lord, which is very much visible to us here. Sri Ramachandra, Lakshmana, and Sita Devi. So all of them together in this particular form. So praying to them and asking that they should bless our venture. Let us go ahead and take up this topic of Navavidha sambandham. So Nava refers to 9. Sambandha, as we know, the word means relationship. So Navavidha sambandham means the 9 relationships. So this Swami Pillai Lokacharya has written a grantha called Navavidha Sambandham, where he gives the details of what are these 9 relationships. So in this text, the shloka which explains these relationships in very brief is given here. You can see it on your screen. Pitacha rakshaka sheshi, bharta gneyo ramapatihi, swami adharo mamatmacha, bhokta chadya manuditaha. So here, the 9 relations are given. Now, if you noticed, I have marked in green this Ramapatihi. So when we are saying he is this Lord, this is a description of the Lord. And what is the relationship between him and us? So all the other words are talking about how the Lord is in relation to us. But the word Ramapatihi is used as a descriptive term. That is not a relationship between us and him. Rather, it is a description between him and Devi. Between him and, as we say in Tamil, Tayar. Tayar means mother. So between the Lord and Devi, what is the relationship? She is Rama and he is Ramapati. So that part we are not going to touch upon. But all the other words, they indicate what are the relationships. So he is the Pita. So if you can see here, I have divided up. What is the Lord and what are we in relation to him? So the first relationship is he is the Pita, he is the father, or we can generalize and say parent, and we are the child, Putra. So he is the Rakshakaha, he is the protector, and we are the Raksha. We are the ones who are protected by him. He is Seshi. Seshi means the master, and I am the Seshan. So that means servant. So if he is the master, then I am the servant. He is the Bharta, and I am the Bharya. Bharta is the husband, and Bharya is the wife. Now, when we take up this in detail, we will see that, and we have also must have heard before that all the Jeevatmas, they are considered as the feminine aspect, and only the Lord, he is Purushottama. So he is the husband for everybody in this world, and we, whoever, irrespective of our gender in this life, we are all the Bharya for him. He is Neyaha. He is the one who is to be known, and we are the Nyatra. We are the knowers. He is the Swami, he is the owner, and we are Swas, the object which is owned by the Swami. He is the Adhara, the supporter, and we are the Adheya, we are the objects who are supported by him. He is the Atma, the supreme soul, and we are his Sharira, the body. He is the Bhokta, or the enjoyer, and we are the Bhoktra, the objects who are enjoyed by him. So, to sum up, Pitacha Rakshaka Sheshi, Bharta Gneyo Ramapatihi, Swami Adharo Mamatmacha, Bhokta Chadya Manuditaha. So, he, Pita Putra, Rakshakaha Raksha, Sheshi Shesha, Bharta Bharya, Gneyaha Nyatra, Swami Swas, Adhara Adheya, Atma Sharira, Bhokta Bhoktru. These are the 9 relationships between the Lord and us. So starting from today, we will go over all these 9 on all the 9 days of Navaratri. And at the end, on the 10th day, God willing, we will sum up and see what we can take away from these 9 days of satsang. So today we will go into the first relationship, that is of the Pita. Yeah, what does Manuditaha mean? I will take that later, Zarnaji. So worldly father. So this today we are going to take up about Pita Putra, that is the parent-child relationship. Now all of us, we have a father in this world, that father who gave birth to us. And now if we are saying parent, then let us say we have father, we have mother. So they are the parents who gave birth to us, and they do so much for us, right? If we are parents, we also do so much for our children. So that is always there. But if we look at what these worldly parents do, there is always some kind of a limitation, isn't it? Like, if I am in one place and my parents are with me, they can take care of me very well. But what if I'm somewhere far away from them? Then can they take care of me? Or let us say I get into a problem which is beyond their capacity to solve. Can they take care of me? So although our parents do so much for us, they are not always able to be the ultimate solution for us, isn't it? And then we have also seen examples of fathers who are worse than enemies, isn't it? We know the example of Hiranyakashipu. He was the father of Prahlada, and yet he went to kill his own child. So if you see like this, worldly parents have limitations. The Lord is the universal father, and for him, there is no limitation. So we can see this in the example in the story of Dhruva. So all of us are familiar with Dhruva's story. He wanted to sit on the lap of his father Uttanapada. His stepmother Suruchi came there and she said, "No, you can't sit because you're not born from my womb. You go do tapas, you pray to Lord Narayana, and then you come and be born through me, and then you can sit on your father's lap." His mother, actual mother Suniti, told him, "What she says is correct, but only one part of it. You definitely need to do tapas and you need to please Lord Sriman Narayana, but not to be born through her. If you get the grace of Sriman Narayana, he is the eternal father, then there is no requirement that you have of your worldly father. So definitely go and seek him," she said and sent. So when Dhruva did so much tapas and he got darshan of the Lord, then that gave him the grace of the eternal Father. So that is what is the Lord to all of us. He is our eternal Father. He is our universal Father. Now we know that many times, okay, as human beings, we pray to the Lord and all that. But even the Devatas who are in Swarga, they go to him in times of trouble, right? And he says, "Okay, I will come and solve your problem. I will take an avatara and I will solve your issue." Now, why does he have to take avatara? We can ask, isn't it? He is so powerful. He has the ability to do anything and everything by just mere sankalpa. So when that is the case, what is the need for the Lord to come down to the bhumi and to take avatara and to do all these XYZ things and, protect and kill the evildoers and all that? Protect the good people and kill the evildoers. Why should he do that? So here it is told that maybe if he sits in Vaikuntha and he does Sankalpa, he can do the task of killing evildoers. But if he has to give darshan to his devotees, if he has to give joy to the devotees, he has to come to this earth. That is why he takes avatara. More importantly, he is so fond of us. Now we think we pray to the Lord and we are making effort to reach him or something like that. But actually it is the Lord who is very desperately waiting for us to come and reach him. So he is full of affection for us, and that affection moves him to come and take avatara here. There is a story which is told. People tell in the context of Akbar Birbal, or they say Tenali Rama and the king, different versions. But whatever the story holds true here. So once this Akbar asked Birbal the same question, that you are telling that your Lord Rama, Krishna and all, they took avatara and they came. What was the need? He could have sat in heaven. He could have sent somebody else, to take care of them. So then Birbal doesn't answer him directly. And after some days, there's a trip in the lake. The king decides to go on a boating trip. He takes his family, he takes his wife, he takes his children, and there's one small baby. Now Birbal has made one secret arrangement. He's told one of the people who are there on that boat, that at this particular time, you throw that small baby into the water. So that happens. The baby is thrown into the water. The king doesn't know that it has been intentionally thrown. He thinks the baby fell in the water. And now the minute that baby, his child, fell into the water, Akbar jumps into the water to rescue that child. Then anyway, that baby is rescued and brought back. After everything has settled down, then Birbal asks Akbar that, "I found it very strange. You are the Maharaja. There were so many soldiers there. You could have just clapped your hand and all of them would have been ready to jump into the water. Why did you jump into the water? You could have told somebody else to jump into the water." Then Akbar says, "No, how can I do that? That's my child. My affection made me, my, anxiety about the child. I was so worried. I had to jump in. I was so much concerned about my baby." So Birbal tells Akbar that this is what is the bhava that the Lord has towards all of us. And that is why when we are in trouble, when we are struggling, at that time he takes avatara. Just like you jumped into the water to save your child, the Lord comes from Sri Vaikuntha to us here on earth to protect us. So that is the bhava, that like a loving father will take utmost care of his child. Similarly, the Lord protects us. Another example which the commentators explain is of a mother. Now, if let us say a baby is lying down somewhere or in the bed or somewhere and sleeping, fast asleep, the mother comes there and she notices that there's an ant or an insect which is going towards the child. What will she do? She will not allow that child's sleep to be disturbed. Very slowly, she'll pick up that insect or whatever is that thing and push it away. And she will let the child continue to sleep calmly. Does the mother wake up the child and say, see, this danger was there for you and I have protected you? No. She protects in such a way that the child doesn't even realize that he has been protected. This is the love of the mother. And this is similarly the way that the Lord protects us also. Many times we see the difficulties in our life and we think that, oh, I'm having so many problems. But we are not realizing that maybe there were many more bigger problems, but the Lord has kept them away from me. Like this, how the mother protects the sleeping child in a silent way. Silently, the Lord also is always working to take care of us. Then, of course, we know the famous story of Kakasura. When Lord Rama and Sita were in Vanvas, they were in the forest. At one point of time, Rama was resting with his head on Sita's lap. And at that time, there was one crow which came there. That crow was actually the son of Indra called Jayanta. And he came there with an evil intention of disturbing. He bit Sita Mata and blood started flowing. Now, she didn't want to disturb Rama because he was asleep. But then the blood reached to the head of Rama and he, feeling that wetness, he woke up. Then he saw, what is this? He saw that this Kakasura has done apachara. He said that, how dare this crow come and, injure Sita like this. So he picked up a blade of grass and turned it into a Brahmastra and he shot it at the Kakasura. Now that Kakasura ran here and there everywhere, searching and asking for protection. Brahma was not ready to protect. Shiva was not ready to protect. Nobody else was ready to protect. And finally, everybody told him, you go and fall at Rama's feet only. So that Kakasura came back and fell at Rama's feet, begging forgiveness. But when we are full of evil intentions, we are not having the right frame of mind. So that Kakasura fell with its feet towards the Lord. At that time, it was Mother Sita. She was the one who had been injured by this Kakasura. And yet, she is so full of compassion that she turned the Kakasura in such a way, she turned the crow in such a way that its head appeared to be bowing to the feet of the Lord and the feet were away from the Lord's feet. So with so much vatsalya, with so much care, she made sure that the Lord did not destroy this Kakasura. That Kakasura who came to cause danger to her also, she protected him so benevolently. So that is the Vatsalya. And the Acharyas say that when it comes to protecting the devotees, both the Lord and Devi are always in a competition. But then it is always the Devi. She is like the mother to us. She is in the Matrasthana. So she is always first in recommending us to the Lord. She's always there to rescue her devotees. So there is a anecdote which is told that once a bhakta, he went and he was praying to the Lord and to Devi. So he went to the Lord and he prayed to the Lord and he looked at the Lord and he saw that Lord is having abhayasta, that, his hand in that position where he says, don't worry, I will take care of you. So that he saw. Then after that, he went to the Devi and he bowed to her. And then he's noticed that Devi is also having hasta, abhay hasta like this. So he was wondering, Lord is anyway going to protect me. Why is Devi also telling? So he asks Devi, why are you holding abhay hasta? So she says, what did the Lord, how was the Lord's mudra of his hands? So this devotee says, yeah, he had abhay hasta. Yeah. So the Lord is telling you that he is there to protect you when you have done some wrong. I mean, he is there to protect you against anything and everything in this world, isn't it? Yeah, correct. So I have abhayasta. What is the reason for that? Because sometimes you will do, because of your karma, because of your tendencies, because of your rajasic, tamasic qualities, you will do something which will anger even the Lord himself. So at that time, when the Lord is about to think that he wants to punish you, I will take care of him. I will take care to see that his anger does not fall on you. This is the promise of Mata to us. So, as parents, both the Lord and Devi are always there to take care of us. The Lord, like the Father, it is told, isn't it? Always the Lord, the Father in the family, is the one who wants the good of the child. So, for the good of the child, he is even willing and ready to punish the child. But the Mata is always the one who wants Priya for her child. The father wants Hita, the mother wants Priya. So the mother wants the child to be happy. Okay, he will learn. Okay, discipline and all is there. But the child should also be treated with love. That is what the mother wants. So always the Lord and Devi are there. By playing these two roles, they are constantly with us, like our parents, to rescue us and to protect us, to take care of us, just like parents do, far more effectively than our worldly parents do. So, to explain this, how we can actually, in these examples, whatever we talked so far, we said that Pita Putra. So the Lord is the Pita and we are the Putra, we are the child, right? But there have been some instances where some devotees and Alvar have turned these roles, they have reversed these roles so that the Lord thinks of himself as a child, and these devotees, their devotion is so great that they start thinking that they are like the parent, right? So that is for us to learn what kind of a bhava they had. It is not for us to practice. Always we are not at that level of bhakti, but let us understand how these devotees behave so that we will also learn to have bhava towards the Lord. So one story is told of a devotee called Karmabai. Now this Karmabai was a young girl in Gujarat, and her father was the priest in a temple, and every day he used to prepare bhog. Bhog means prasad. He used to prepare khichdi and offer it to the Lord as prasad, and then only he would eat and even serve the daughter. So one day this father had to go out of town. So he told his daughter, see, this is the way. He taught her, you have to make khichdi like this. You prepare and you serve, and you then only you should eat. You should, before that you should not eat. So next day early, this Karmabai got up and she prepared everything and she offered it to the Lord, and she said, Lord, please eat. She's a small girl. She thought Lord is actually going to come in physical form and eat. That was her belief. She waited and waited. Lord didn't come. So she started crying and she felt so bad. And she said, I will also not eat. My father has told you should not eat till the Lord eats. So I will also not eat, she said. And she sat like that for so much time. It became night. Then the Lord realized, oh, this lady is going to go hungry. This girl is going to go hungry. And he appeared before her and he ate. So that father had gone away for about 1 week. And this story continued every day. She would make and Lord would come and eat. When the father returned, she told him that I was making like this, and the Lord ate. He said, don't lie. How the Lord will come and eat? The Lord is not a physical form. She said, no, he ate. So he said, come on, then show me. Now both of them, they were sitting readily waiting. So finally the Lord had to come there and he revealed himself and he actually ate that bhog. Now, after some years, as she grew older and older, this Karmabai's bhakti became more and more. She migrated and she went to Odisha, where she started staying in the Jagannath Puri temple complex. So, somewhere close to the temple, she was there. Now, every day she used to make khichdi, and every day Lord Jagannath used to come and eat her khichdi and go. The Lord would eat this and go. So, when the temple priest opened the door, he saw some bits of food sticking to the Lord's face. And he said, oh Lord Jagannath, what is this? Where have you eaten? We have kept here chappan bhog, 56 different items ready for you to take as prasad. And what have you eaten and come? From where? So he said, no, this my mother is there. Karmabai, my ma is there. She makes khichdi for me every day. And I enjoy her khichdi very much. Now, one day what happened, there was one great Pandit who was passing by in that place, and he went to this Karmabai's house and he saw what she is doing. And he said, yo, this is apachara. This is very bad. What are you doing? You should bathe. You should have bath. Then you should offer puja. Then you should clean all the vessels. You should make all this like this. Do shuddhikaran of everything. And then only you should cook and offer the Lord. What nonsense you are doing, he told her. So the next day she started following his instructions. So when she started following his instructions, the Lord had come there. Jagannath had come there and he said, Ma, give me khichdi. She said, wait, I'm having bath. Ma, please, I'm getting late. No, wait, I'm cleaning the vessels. No, wait, I'm doing puja. Like this, she took her own time, and then the Lord was so upset that he got late to go and give darshan in his temple. Like this. Then the minute he realized that this is what is happening, through the priest, he sent instructions to that Pandit. And he told that Pandit, you don't interfere with my bhaktas. Whatever she is doing, I like that. I am not bothered about whether she is doing with shaucha, without shaucha. I want mass khichdi to be given in the way she usually gives. And after this Karmabai passed away, the Lord wept, it seems, saying that, who will give me khichdi now? And he was so sad. So from that day onwards, in the Jagannath Puri temple, it is a practice that first bhog which is offered to the Lord is khichdi, and it is called by the name as Karmabai ki khichdi. So how great is the devotion of this Karmabai, that the Lord himself used to eat food prepared by her, like a child eats from the mother. Now here we must understand one very important point, that for a devotee of the level of Karmabai, shaucha, cleanliness, purity is not important. But for us, we must not take that lesson. I cannot say that I will not have bath, I will not clean things, and I will do an offer to the Lord. As much as I can, I must make the best efforts to purify whatever I'm doing and to offer that with a pure heart to the Lord. So that is the lesson we can learn. The other example we have is of the Alvar. Now this Alvar, his name was Vishnu Chittar, and he behaved in such a way as if he was a parent of the Lord himself. So actually what happened is, in that Madurai kingdom, in the Pandya kingdom, there was a king, and he wanted somebody who could establish that who is the Paratattva, who is the Supreme Lord. And he sent out a notice saying that all the great scholars, everybody should come, and we will have a debate and discussion about who is the Supreme Lord. So this Vishnu Chittar was in a place called Srivilliputur. It is a small village, and there he was serving the Lord, who is in the form of Vatapatrashayi. Now the Lord appeared in his dream, and he said, you have to go and fight in that debate and prove my supremacy. Now this Vishnu Chittar was totally upset. He said, I don't know anything, because he actually, frankly, had not studied any of the Shastras, Vedas, Upanishad, no Shastri Jnana at all. All he used to do was, he had a garden where he grew tulsi and flowers, and he would tie beautiful malas with them, and he would offer them to Vatapatrashahi. So that was his kainkarya. That was the only seva he knew. So he said, I don't have any jnana. How will I go and talk in the debate? The Lord said, no, it is my adesha. You have to go. So he went there, and by the Lord's grace, through his mouth, all quotations, all the pramanas from all shastras flowed like nectar. And it was indeed established that the Lord is Sriman Narayana, is the Supreme Tattva. And then he was given a prize, and he was rewarded, and they had a procession in which they made him sit on the elephant and took him all around the city. Now this Vishnu Chittar was totally overwhelmed by all this, that I don't deserve all this. By the Lord's grace, see, a foolish fellow like me who was only making mala in the temple, where they have put me today. And as the procession started, the Lord, who was so happy to see his devotee being, honored in this manner, he came flying on Garuda with the Devis, and he was happily looking at the procession. Now, the minute Vishnu Chittar saw the Lord, he was totally terrorized. He said, oh Lord, why have you come here like this? All people in this place, we don't know what kind of evil eye people have. They will cast an evil eye on you. You will get some problem may happen to you. You should not be subjected to their bad eye. And like that, he sang spontaneously. There was bells hanging around that elephant's neck. Using that as the tala, he started singing, and he composed a very famous set of shlokas, which is called as the Tirupalland. So even today, till today, in everybody's homes, when we do worship, the Sri Vaishnavas, when they perform worship of the Lord, in the temples, when we offer worship to the Lord, at all those times, this Tirupalland is chanted. And in that, he's singing, that he's saying, oh Lord, may you live for thousands of years, may no harm come to you. And we think that the Shankha is there, Chakra is there to protect the Lord, with the Lord, isn't it? But he's saying, let the Shankha be protected, let the Lord be protected, let the Chakra be protected. How great is that outpouring of love for the Lord, that he thinks the Supreme Lord, who is the protector of everybody, he has forgotten that. and he thinks the Lord is someone who should be protected. Nothing bad should happen to the Lord. That kind of a bhava he developed. And it is the daughter of this same Vishnu Chittar called Andal, who later wedded Lord Ranganatha. So not only he felt himself to be a father of the Lord, he actually also became father-in-law of the Lord at Sri Rangam. So because he took this sthana as the father of the Lord, that kind of a bhava of a father to the child, no other alvars ever had. That was maximum in this alvar only. And that is why he is honored by the name as Peri Alvar. Periya means big, eldest. So he is even elder to the Lord, kind of. So he is called as Peri Alvar. And this is the beauty of this Alvar's story, that he thought the Lord has to be protected. He was like a parent to the Lord and singing glorifying verses, praying that the Lord should be protected. So again, here we must understand why these stories are told. We are not at that level of bhava, but see how the Lord blesses his devotee to be able to even have this kind of a parent bhava. For us, of course, the Lord is our parent. We must remember that, and that should be our spirit. The Lord is our eternal, ever-loving Father. At all times, we must offer respectful prayers to him, and we must chant his glories as much as possible. And as I already said previously, even in the middle of most difficult times, right, we must thank the Lord. We must feel grateful, because although I may have difficulty, still if I look at it, things could have been much worse. And the Lord has protected me from those very bad kind of conditions and kept me at this level only, right? As I said, whatever we have talked about today, I have taken it from a Tamil lecture on Navavidha Sambandham by Uve Velukudi Ranganathan Swami, which I found on YouTube. I'm very grateful that so many such resources are available to us, and with their help, I am able to prepare some little bit and try and explain it so that all of us get benefited. So we are running out of time. So let us offer Kritagnyata now. Let us offer gratitude, Kritagnyata, for the great Acharya Parampara through which we are able to learn about these highest truths. Let us offer gratitude for all the commentators who have explained the meanings of all these treatises which are written by the Acharyas. And it is only because of those commentators that even common people like us, we can understand the meaning of what they have written. Otherwise, we are nowhere able to follow what they have written. And finally, let us offer gratitude at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Guru for inspiring us to start this satsang, join this satsang, for giving us this topic, for giving us the resources to use this topic, to study about this topic. And let us pray that their blessings and grace are always on us. So with this, we will stop and conclude here for today. Thank you everybody very much for joining today's satsang. And I hope you will be able to continue to join all the subsequent days. I hope that I will be able to join all the subsequent days. Zarnaji, I will answer your point tomorrow at the beginning itself. So we'll stop here for today. Thank you, everybody. Happy Navaratri once again to all of you. Namaskar.